想要把链接给他，这你就放。好。我也给你连接，不然你要看他荧幕。你用听的就好，你不用连啊，你不用连接，因为我们不会放这个哦。对啊。对对对，我这样。哎，对对对对对。我都可以啊。好。然后先听一下声音。等一下，等一下，先听一下声音。我不知道串起来啊，我只是先听一下声音。等一下，还没，我现在记好不好？等一下。正在记，等一下。
你先出去听嘛，还是怎么样？
对啊。
测试。
你那个声音可能要，你声音可能要关，不然你放的时候就是。
测试。但是我现在要一直讲吗？Test. 1 2 3 1 2 3。
我没有啊。
Test. 测试。1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3。可以吗？
可以。为什么荧幕？你那个荧幕可能会切，那万一你之前没有用过？有。
那你过来。不知道被谁调过。这样有没有好一点？没有，我现在这样调了。一样啊。不是啊，它有那个啦。等一下。对啊，我调回来了，调回来。因为它是串流软体，然后那个视窗被调到它锁定一个地方，然后把它拉大之后就下线了。你好，那我就开始啊。你帮我记个10吧。等一下，电脑被关。等一下，我看一下。等一下哦，我计时。好，你要开始吗？我没带。
好，开始了。
你开始录，好，开始。
Hello everyone, I'm Ryan, the Webmaster Sales Director. In today's webinar, we're going to share with you about the Wi-Fi mesh introduction. The introduction of the Webmaster Wi-Fi mesh access point WA512GM series. Features of the Wi-Fi sound mesh, and the last part is a demonstration about the Wi-Fi mesh network. We will show how to configure and some scenarios. Today, we are using the YouTube Live to broadcast. During the presentation, if you have any question, please type it in chat room. We will reply after the presentation. First of all, we are going to explain what the mesh network is. The typical topology like the tree or star, they are the different tiers. Each node can communicate the upper or lower the tiers only. However, for the mesh network, it doesn't have the significant tiers. This kind of the topology is just like a web. Each node can find the best routing path to deliver the data to the destination. In this way, the performance in the whole network is enhanced and the setup of the network is easy. There are 3 rows: gateway, router node, and end node. The gateway is the entry of the subnet. In here, it's just like the CAP. It stands for the central access point. And the end of each path is the end node. Usually it connects to the terminal devices, like a cell phone, PLC, anything else. And others are router node. Before diving into the Wi-Fi mesh, please let me show you the Wi-Fi mesh wireless access point router WA512 GM series. Now, we have the 2 models. One is for the indoor, another one is for the outdoor, supporting the IP67 protection, so that we can fit into the different environments. We are using the Qualcomm solution, dual band. It supports 2.4G plus the 5G, Wi-Fi 802.11 AC Wave 2 up to the 866 Mbps, compatible with the ABGN. It supports the Wi-Fi sound mesh. It's today's the major topic, and we will talk more details later. And the users can use the SyncMaster Cloud Platform, SyncMaster OTA, LAN Utility ViewMaster, and the MMS NetMaster to management these Wi-Fi devices. Of course, cybersecurity, MQTT, and the redundancy are also supported. It's the synthesized DIN-rate mounting design. White temperature -40 to the 70 degrees, and the PoE power input 802.3 AF PD. It also supports the wayside certificate EM5121. Here is the mesh, the Wi-Fi structure built out by the WA512 GM series. There are 2 parts in this topology. In the right-hand side, There is the mesh network. There are 5 mesh devices with the OMI antenna in it. The maximum the distance is around 50 meters. And there is a CAP to connect to the WAN. It's also a portal of the subnet and the response for the access to the outer network. Besides the CAP, each node can communicate with others, with each other, with the best efficient path. The whole network is built up automatically, according to the technical suggestion. The maxima layer is not over the 7 halved layers. Here is the Baskin mesh network. In the left-hand side, even the maximum destination is around 50 meters with OMI antenna. Sometimes, users need to extend to the longer the distance. In this case, we can use the WA512GM with directly the high gain antenna to extend the communication to the 1 or 10 kilometers in this way, so that we can connect two separated networks together. Hence, mesh network is more flexible and extensionable. Now, we are talking about the features for the mesh network in the following slides. We are going to talk about why we use the mesh. Easy setting with the single SSID and the good performance. What kind of the features belong to the Wi-Fi sound, like the band stealing, AP stealing, self-healing, and stringless roaming. We will talk the details one by one later. And with these features, Wi-Fi sound can provide efficient and robust the mesh network. And the last part is the demonstration by the technical support, Patrick. He will show you how to configure and how to set up a typical Wi-Fi mesh network. In the traditionally Wi-Fi AP client architecture, sometimes engineering will need to plan the different SSID to avoid the interference among the different APs. It increased not only the capacity of the whole network and the configuration for the Wi-Fi coverage, but user-friendly. However, by the mesh network, you can use the one SSID to cover the field side. It's simpler to build up the whole network. Moreover, when the Wi-Fi devices is moving, like the cell phone, users don't need to do the roaming or switch the SSID manually. They will find the best routing to communicate as the previous mentioned. There is a comparison table between the mesh and the AP client architecture. Mesh just needs one SSID. It can do the configuration and the management the network by itself. Users don't need to do it manually. Moreover, each node can coordinate with each other not like the AP and AP extended architecture. So we can see easy is the major difference. For the mesh network, users can use the one SSID to cover the whole network, and the network can be configured and managed by itself. It's very easy and fast for users. We don't need to set up the one by one. It reduces the capacity of the network build up. With the self-management, each node can know the status of the other nodes.
方便，怎样呢？都Bluetooth 先，怎样呢？有，
可以。
可以。
Go on. So it can find the best routing path and improve the performance of the network. We will talk more in the next page. Other benefit is the higher the performance for the WA512G series. In the typical architecture, if the single band, the throughput will be shared by the uplink and downlink at the same time, so that the performance is going towards by each hop. Roughly, each hop costed 50% the lost. It means more hops getting the more speed lost. In this way, users cannot get the efficient user experience. However, WA512G series supports the dual band 2.4G plus the 5G and the mesh network. It will coordinate and manage the performance by itself to avoid the data loss. It will adjust how to reach the maximum utilization of the network. Maybe like the uplink by the 2.4G and the downlink by the 5G with the two different bands. The network can provide the full data usage. In this way, it can remain the better performance in the whole network and offer the good user experience. Moreover, mesh network can do the self-organized and the network band stealing. There are three scenarios as follows. The mobile devices need to communicate with the outer devices via CAP. First, if the one devices would like to connect to this network, the mesh mechanism will detect which band will be better, 2.4G or 5G. If 5G is better, it will switch to connect to the device from the 2.4G to the 5G to keep the better performance. Second, if your device is mobile one and the reachable distance of 2.4G is longer than the one of the 5G in technical speaking, so that once the device moves to the place where cannot reach the 2.4G network, it can change to the 5G to keep the connection. It can change to 2.4G to keep the connection. The third one is about the interfering. Usually, there there are many different RF communication in the 2.4G band, maybe like the Zigbee, LoRa, anything else. Sometimes these signals will interfere with the quality of the signal. Under this kind of the condition, the connection will be changed to the 5G band to remain the best signal. Regarding above the situation, the network can be management automatically. Users don't have to do it manually, and they can get the better performance. Mesh networks also support the AP stealing as the previous mentioned. If without the AP stealing function, all devices that can connect the one with the better signal from its angle, not from the whole network. However, it can't promise the best performance for the whole mesh network. But with the AP stealing features, it will adjust to find the one with the best performance to make sure the mesh network can have the optimized utilization to avoid the condition that all devices access the one AP. Based on the Wi-Fi usage condition, AP stealing makes sure to provide the maximum utilization to each AP. They can get the best performance. Mesh network can manage its network by itself. We call it as the self-healing. In the initial network, usually it connects to the CAP with the last hop path. But if any devices fail, it will recover the connection to the other alive of the mesh the devices connected by the other path. We take this scenario as an example. The cell phone can access the WAN through the CAP. And the path is alive. However, one device is broken. The mesh network will coordinate a new path to access CAP for the cell phone. Therefore, the cell phone can find the CAP by another path. It's automatic. So we call it as a self-healing. Hence, once one mesh device is broken, the mesh will offer another path to access the CAP. And we still can keep the communication for the other mesh devices automatically. The engineering just replace the failed one to recover the original topologies. It's easier and flexible to maintain this network. In this page is about the network, the stringless roaming. By these features, the mesh network can support the faster roaming and the shorter roaming time to make sure the whole network connected. You can see what kind of the open standard WA512GM supports to achieve the faster roaming among the different mesh networks. First of all, WA512GM series supports the list the standards to speed up the roaming time to make sure the mobile devices that can communicate through the best and efficient path. Each roaming has the three status. Each roaming have the three status. Before the roaming, 802.11k radio resource measurement. It sends the client list of the neighborhood to reduce the scan time. Before the topology changed, each node is informed which nodes besides. If any change, it doesn't need to rescan. When the trigger the roaming, 802.11v BSS transaction management frames. It helps to find the new access point because each node already knows which AP has the better signal. According to list, they can know how to change to the suitable one. During the roaming, IEEE 1905.1 enabled the AP automatic configuration to join the network with a unified security processor to reduce the authentication time, so that we don't need to waste time to redo it. With this open standards, mobile devices can switch faster to the best path. By these features, it can provide short network roaming time and let the user keep accessing the network without the switching time. Multiple backhaul links can provide the better performance and the redundancy for the backbone. In single backhaul link, once one band has problem, the whole network will get the problem as well, and it can provide the better performance for the user. With the multiple backhaul link, users can have the 2.4G and the 5G as the backbone at the same time. Once one of them fails, it can switch to another one for the redundancy. Another benefit is that the mesh network will balance the throughput between the 2.4G and the 5G. It will choose the best performance one as the previous mentioned. Users doesn't need to be worried if the one of the band has a problem. The network is still kept. There is the comparison table between the WA512 GM series, the Wi-Fi SOM, and the third-party mesh. As you can see, more features are supported, like the AP, like stealing the non-11 kV clients, APS. It can help to find the best path, multiple backhaul link, and else. With these features, WA512 GM can provide the higher performance and the better network utilization. And the Wi-Fi SOM of the WA512 GM series can provide this advantage algorithm algorithm maturity multiple the backhaul link, and the airtight fairness. AP stealing and the band stealing belong to the algorithm maturity, as the previous mentioned. And we just mentioned the backhaul links. Moreover, airtight fairness can make sure that each devices can access the throughput fairness. With the list the features, it can measure some you can make sure some of the legacy devices will not occupy too many RF bandwidth to access the data to delay the whole network performance. With these three features of the Wi-Fi sum, algorithm maturity, backhaul link, multiple the backhaul link, and airtime fairness, the whole mesh network can be enhanced and optimized. With the discarded individual features in the previous slides. Later, our technical patch will show you the hands-on about the configuration and the demo for the WA512GM series.
Okay, at first, we will show you how to configure the mesh of WA512GM. After logging the web GUI, we select the wireless LAN and choose the wireless settings and the mesh settings. First, we need enable the mesh. Then we need choose the device is CAP or RE. The CAP means the central access point, and the RE means the range extender. We choose the CAP, then we need select the channel of the wireless LAN 1 and the wireless LAN 2. If you choose the RE, you don't need select the channel because RE will follow the channel of CAP. Okay, so you can see the wireless LAN 1 is 2.4G interface, and the wireless LAN 2 is 5.8G interface. Then we can set the SSID and the pre-shared key of the CAP. The pre-shared key need at least 8 characters. Okay, then we submit the configuration. After configuration, we can check the mesh status. Okay, we check the local status first. The interface display the MAC address and the channel of this WA512GM. In operation mode, this WA512GM is set as CAP, and the SSID is WA512GM underline mesh. The uplink status is disconnected, means the CAP has no uplink to internet now, and the hop to CAP is 0, means this WA512GM is CAP itself, and the downlink number is 4. It means there are 4 range extender downlink now. And the downlink hop 1 will display all the MAC address and the channel of one hop downlink range extender. And then we continue to check the device table. The device table will also show you the detailed information of entire mesh topology. You can see the index. In left side, you can see the index. It displays the number of the WA512GM within the mesh group. So you see the index is from 1 to 5. Okay, so we have 5 WA512GM in our topology. And the ME means which WA512GM we are logged in to check information now. So it means we log in the CAP. And the mode display the role of this WA512GM within the mesh group. And the IP address display the IP address, and the MAC address display the MAC address and the channel of 2 wireless interfaces, each WA512GM. And the string direction will depend on the ME. Because the ME is the CAP, so all other WA512GM is downstream. Okay. And you can see the hops. All the RE is one hop to CAP. Okay. And the uplink status display the MAC address and the channel of 2.4G, 5.8G of uplink WA512GM. And the clients display the client number of ME. You can only see the client number of ME. Okay. And at the last, we will introduce how to use front panel LED to help you check the connection in the network. The RA LED show you the mesh status. If RA is green on, means the uplink exists, both CAP and RE. And its RB is green blinking, means there are no uplink in this WA512GM. If this WA512GM is a CAP, the RB green blinking means the CAP has no connect to the internet. But if this WA512GM is a range extender, the RB green blinking means it has no uplink to another range extender or no uplink to the CAP. Okay, and the RV show you the signal strength to uplink. If RB is green on, means the signal strength is strong. It's bigger or equal than minus 65 dBm. And if RB is green blinking, means the signal strength is weak. The number is less than minus 65 and bigger or equal than minus 75 dBm. And if RB is off, means the signal strength is very low. The number is less than minus 75 dBm. Okay. So you can see our demo topology include the star and the tree. Okay, so the topology is dynamic, depend on the WF12GN position, and it's flexible to deployment and easy to configuration. Okay, that's all for today's demo. Thank you for your join.
Okay, thanks for Patrick's demo. It's today's topic. We introduced the Wi-Fi sound mesh and the Wallmaster, the Wi-Fi mesh, the AP WA512 GM series. We will confirm the topic shortly for the coming webinar. Just contact us and please subscribe the Wallmaster YouTube channel to get more related information. Any question? Okay, thanks for your time to join. See you next time.
周雅，对我大概几个建议给你们啊，就是第一个就是说那个电压序要更新，因为那个刚刚看到那一页电压序是旧的，有打星号，那其实那些打星号都要拿掉了，因为那打星号是关于那个 mesh 那边，那之前是那是这个电压序就。电压序可不可以改成几张投影片，不要这样真的把那个。对，这样可能更清楚。那第一个电压序要更新，然后电压序已经旧了，那有些打星号其实根本现在目前已经拿掉了。然后再下来的第二个就是说，